New studio. New studio. This is my new studio. It's new, and it is a studio. You know how when you say a word too many times, it starts to sound not like a word? That's happening. But it is a new location for filming. So anyway, this is my new studio. And we are starting off with Cheetos. I have crunchy, jalapeno, flamin' hot, puffs. I would guess those are the 4 most popular flavors. Let's get into it. Starting with the regular crunchy Cheetos. It's the classic crunch you love to munch. Oh yeah. Okay. I'm really hungry. Like I'm kind of shaky, so this is my dinner. Mom. What's going on there? Got a nice black spot on that one. I made it. I actually did. Very nice crunch. Yeah, the texture's awesome. It's actually a pretty accurate cheese flavor. Considering, I don't know if there's any actual cheese in these things. I love MSG. I know it's bad for you or addictive or gives you cancer or something. I don't know. I love it. I seek out snacks that have MSG. Like if I'm looking for a snack in the grocery store, I intentionally choose one that has MSG. Like I read the label to find the one with MSG. The flavor's kind of basic. There's nothing like complex about it. I mean, it's a classic for a reason. People love them. They're always around. The flavor starts to lose its appeal after a little while. Like, I can pummel a bag of those jalapeno ones. I can just wreck an entire bag. No problem. These, I don't know if I could. I'm done with this bag for now. Did you see that? I dropped it and it flew right back into the bag. Great texture. Solid flavor, not amazing, but it is good. Like it's definitely nothing to complain about, but it does get a little bit old for me. Yeah, there's like a really nice tang, kind of like tanginess almost to the cheese. I love fake cheese. I love real cheese. Cheese is like the best food. 7.5 out of 10. 7.5. Very good. You know, it's not, it doesn't do anything special. Cheddar jalapeno, baby. Again, crunchy style, but with a little kick. Almost identical crunch. I don't know if these are stale just a little bit, but they're just a hair chewier and harder. The initial crunch on these compared to the regular crunchy Cheetos is harder, but they're a little chewier once you start chewing them. That's interesting. Yeah, you get some kick right away. You get some of the spice. It's not really strong. I'd say it's just enough. And I don't love spice. Like Frank's. I can only handle a little bit of Frank's. Like it really, and these are just the right amount of heat for me. I could annihilate a whole bag of these. No problem. The cheese flavor is kind of different. I'm trying to figure out what it is. It's like, this is gonna sound weird. It's like the cheese on the standard Cheetos is like a brighter flavor. It's tangier. That one's tangier. This is more like, it just has less of that kind of tangy brightness. In fact, the jalapeno might be the dominant flavor in these. You ever let these things get stale? They're so good. I will sometimes leave a bag of these out just so they get stale. True story. They're better. I think they're better stale. Doesn't make sense, but if I had to guess, I would say the original Cheetos probably even have some citric acid or something in there because it's pretty tangy. It might not be that. It might be something else. I don't know. It's definitely a cheese flavor. Like, you can tell it's cheesy, but a little different. I just love MSG. Just love MSG. Well, I need to close this bag up or I'm never gonna stop. Cheesy fingers. 9 out of 10 for the cheddar jalapeno Cheetos. They're really, really good. I wish, if I could change anything, I would want them to have more cheesy flavor. Like the same kind of cheesy flavor that's in the... If these were gonna be a 10 out of 10, they would be a little chewier, because I like that chewiness. And then they would have this kind of cheese flavor from here, that tanginess, because they really don't have the tanginess in these. Still, 9 out of 10 is very good. They're delicious. Just can't help myself. Flamin' hot. Flamin' hot. I don't know how I feel about these. Look at that. That scares me. Ah, it's so red. It's almost purple. It's such like a deep, scary, vicious red. Can tell right from the start. Spice. They're coming for you. Well, that is surprising. They're not very good. They're kind of bad. I mean, the crunch is fine. The crunch is like the original cheesy one. I guess it's maybe not supposed to have a cheese flavor. In fact, it's not. It never says it's supposed to. But it should. Because the flavor's not very good. I mean, woo! If you like spice, these are going to be good. You're going to enjoy them. The flavor just isn't very good. There's not much to it. It's kind of like, you know how some things are just like needlessly spicy to the point that you can't really taste anything? These are kind of that way, but they're just not that level of spice. They're not like outrageously hot. They just don't have any good flavor. I mean, they're still Cheetos, so I'm still gonna eat the whole bag in one sitting while crying. But compared to the other two, not as good. Not nearly as good. Yep, texture's good. Flavor is bad. Not just like mediocre, it's actually bad. Yeah, it's just like a flat flavor. 3.5. 3.5 out of 10. The crunch is good. The texture's good. The endorphin rush is kind of fun. But not good. The big boy. Okay. I don't love the texture immediately. It's just really dry. I will say they're better than I expected initially. I don't like puffs generally. I haven't bought these in a while. Flavor's good. They're just dry. The flavor might even be better than the standard crunchy Cheetos. It's not better than the jalapeno ones though. Those are king. It's kind of like eating a sponge, which, I mean, who doesn't love eating a good sponge every now and then? But you don't want to do it every day. Yeah, the flavor is surprisingly good. Texture is bad. It might actually be the most cheese-like flavor of any of these four. Like, what's the sales pitch here? Do you like sponges? You can have these. They're sponges. I should be in marketing. I should for sure be in marketing. Don't you think? 5 out of 10. Nothing special, nothing terrible. The flavor is better than I expected. The texture, if possible, is worse than I expected. I knew they were a texture I wasn't gonna like, and yet they still disappointed me. But the cheese flavor is really, I think it's better than the original Cheetos. It's more like cheese. It's not perfect because it's not actual cheese. These kind of taste like packing peanuts. That's it. When you first put them in your mouth, you taste that cheese flavor and it's nice. And then once you bite down, all you can taste is this, I don't know what corn solids or something, probably. Who knows? Thanks for stopping by. I enjoyed our time, except the Flamin' Hot Cheetos. And we'll see you around.